magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting.
Every morning, children in schools all over the Philippines sing these verses of their national anthem.
Di ka pa sisil.
They are Filipinos, one of over 90 million people living together on approximately 115 square miles of archipelago east of the South China Sea. That's about 758 people living on every square mile. Compare this to only about 79 people per square mile in the United States, or 9 people per square mile in Canada. It is difficult to feel hopeful in a world where almost half of the population lives in poverty, on less than $2 per day, and yet 200 new babies are born every hour in the Philippines, 3 every minute. It is difficult to dream of a future that isn't beset by problems that are unheard of in the Western world. Absolute poverty, natural disasters, political upheavals, non-existent social services, and inadequate education. Children here in the dump sites of Cebu cannot even name the causes of their own misfortune, even though they are the most victimized by them.
The Philippines is full of wonderful rules and regulations, what has been come to be called the freedom and bondage of chaos. I can do what I want, but that just leads to less freedom for everybody. We are spread out in an archipelago, and we have a large population. That makes us difficult to control.
The problem before, or the situation here before, were multiplied, like population, the population has grown.
Under the Arroyo administration, our economy is growing, in fact, faster than the previous 2 or 3 presidents. However, while the economy is growing, poverty is also getting worse.
As of the moment, there are plenty of environmental problems that arise because of human intervention.
You know, in the dump, you need to be very active. There's no time for you to plant because everybody is trying to live in a survival mode. The most important thing is food. If you don't have food on the table, you cannot think well.
When you talk about just feeding people, I don't agree with feeding people. I don't agree. Because you keep on feeding people, then they keep on producing people.
The IRI, the International Rice Research Institute, all around the world is based in the Philippines. But how come we're the #1 importer of rice in the Southeast Asia or even in the world?
Chicken intestines, like chicken head. Adidas. Yeah, 5 pesos.
Usually here in the Philippines, the farmer tills the land as tenants. Because of these commercial fertilizers, the soil is degrading. What these farmers do is to leave this land, they go to the city, work in the factory, like example, as waiters or laborers.
Even if I start a factory, I'll hire these people. I can't hire them. They have no skills.
A valued tradition of the Filipino is one of utang na loob, or a debt of honor. If I get you a job, you eventually have to do something for me that might compromise your principles at that job.
We have the law, but the laws are not enforced. And nobody is enforcing it because the government are the ones not following it.
In a country which is a cradle of Christianity, that means Roman Catholic will always play a role.
Poverty is a virtue, it is a value in the church. And we find that many times in the Bible. In fact, the Lord said it would be easier for a camel to enter the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, no?
We can't all live like G7 countries.
You have all of these noises coming from the broad spectrum of society because
They just consume too much.
noticing the underlying tones of your interviews would be,
Of course, we live in a money-organized world.
they're hopeful. I'm hopeful. With all of these problems that we have, I'm hopeful.
Too many people live in a life of dependence. And if we continue to support them, then they will continue to be beggars.
Some people are said that if we are poor in the money, so we have rich children. So that's why we have so many children. If you said to them, because they are not going to school, some of them are not going to school, so they don't listen.